For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za.
Hola bafethu, this is Junior Kanye. Please subscribe to iDiskiTV.
Hola bafethu, bongani bobomnisi bafethu, ngicela subscribe ku iDiskiTV.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting, iDiskiTimes.co.za. That's Bafana Bafana defeating Lesotho. There's never been a day in the history of Bafana Bafana where we woke up wondering whether or not we will defeat Lesotho. It is normal that we should beat them, and well done to those players. Just like the previous generations before them, we should beat a country that is small or smaller than some of the townships, one of them being Soweto, where you come from. So yeah, Lesotho, well done to you. You tried to defend, and yeah, you lost the game as you were expected. Bafana Bafana are top of the group, leading Benin by 2 points, leading Nigeria by 4 points. Still a long way to go, but of course you want to be in prime position. Nigeria need to win almost all of their games, and they went to Rwanda tonight and they defeated Rwanda away from home because they know they started this World Cup qualification group very poorly. They're trying to qualify all of these teams to go to Donald Trump's America next year for the FIFA World Cup. It's an extended World Cup. It's almost impossible not to qualify because they've extended it, added 9 teams for Africa. Lindo Pep, you watched the game together. What did you make of the game? Oh, a shout out to the people of Polokwane as well. Well done to the people of the old Peter Mokaba Stadium, the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. Thank you so much for filling up the stadiums.
Mr. Nkeo, shap kunjani?
Yes, sir.
I think Bulise former Alpo FC midfielder. Mbulisi le yami uJunior Kanye coach chairman himself.
Former Maritzburg United.
Former
Why are they laughing? Because he played for Maritzburg.
former Maritzburg winger, former Maritzburg dribbling wizard. Mbulisa na former PJ Stars midfielder uBobo.
That was a good team. PJ Stars was a good team.
Yeah, no.
Is that an allegation or he actually played for PJ Stars?
Udlale kanti Bobo mkhumbuze le team. Witbank Spurs. Witbank Spurs. Oh, zabobzini. Yini Witbank Spurs or yini lebo idlalela kanti? No, you did.
No. If Vodacom 11, ungathi awudlalanga ibhola, if Vodacom is 11.
No, angidlalanga ke ukukhothisa abantu kuleko. Mina ngithuza ngitshela mhlawumbe ngoJune njengoba asho ukuthi bekadlala iSwaziland.
Utsona bekadlala eBotswana so.
Imbizana Chiefs.
iSwaziland badlale ini imbizana Chiefs. Uzongitshela kahle.
In Malante Chiefs. Shout out
Malante
to
Chiefs, yeah.
Eswatini. One day we would like you guys to invite us and give, asifuna uxabana nabantu ababhinqileyo baseSwaziland. So if you sense any disrespect, it's because we're joking.
Yeah.
Abantu abangomama baseSwaziland siyafuna nabo sebafuna ebhedini. So asifuna into yoba kuphele la possibility yoba singadibana nabo ebhedini. Kutheni ungavumi? You're not supporting me. I don't want people from Botswana or Lesotho to be angry at us because, of course, we want to be invited by a woman to your country for leisure and hospitality. And as a result of that, we apologize if it comes across as offensive, but of course we are joking around.
Yeah.
Please invite us. Unkosuma Kosative, please invite us as well. Siyabafuna abantu baseSwatini. Awuvumi ungumswati futhi
elizweni lami lapha eSwatini lapha.
Yes sir. What did you make of the game?
Yeah, Mr. Nkeo, congratulations to Hugo Bros. Congratulations as well to your technical team yakhe. Most of the time international football revolves around not so much training. I think the technical team only has 3 days. So most of the work is done from a tactical perspective and organizing the team, preparing the game for both matches. Even the squad selection is based on the 2 matches. I think the most important people in preparation of the game are I'm an analyst and the conditioning coach. I think we've got a guy from the conditioning coach from Saudi Arabia. I think he works there. He comes part-time to work for the national team. We've got people like Abu Nesipo Mali. I think they did exceptionally well. I think they play a huge role. People, if they understand the international football, they understand that I'm an analyst are more important in national team football than in club football. I'm not saying they are not important, but here they play a bigger role because training is more limited. It's always about tactical formats and stuff. But you look at the approach game, Hugo Bros approached the game 4-4-2. You look at the first half with the chances that we created. The first chance comes from Mofokeng with a very good pass from Utebza from deep. Receives with his left, a very good first touch. The second chance, obviously, Iwela Guye Upesita hits the side net. The third chance, Iwela Mofokeng as well. From a cross, I think Udlalanga outside foot. It should have been a goal there. The fourth chance comes from wide. Khuliso Mndao brings in a cross in a match. Ulail forced dual head alphumela ngaphandle. So we did create opportunities, even though they were half opportunities. But from a playing perspective, I think the game looked a little bit balanced, more especially from a Lesotho perspective. They could find each other. They look a little bit neat, more especially in position of the ball. But they didn't look dangerous. I didn't see runs behind the defense. I didn't see dribbles from wider areas. I didn't see pass that break lines. So for me, position I think that's where we wanted them to keep the ball because they were not in dangerous areas. Upegi South Africa in the first half, the approach of the game, even in that 4-4-2, Upesitao plays closer to Lyle Foster. In my opinion, Lyle Foster they got drifted too much. Upesi Azamuk occupy a little
Can I
space.
ask you something?
Yeah.
The reason why you didn't respond to when I was talking about Eswatini women is because now you're on television. And you are scared of losing your job on television. No. You see how television is negatively affecting your YouTube now. Here on YouTube, we're supposed to talk gag from time to time. So now you are thinking that you can't talk gag because you're on television.
Earpiece. I didn't think you were saying earpiece.
But this is YouTube. You can say whatever you want to say.
No, for sure. I'm still comfortable.
So what if, okay, let's continue with Eswatini women.
Okay.
Do you want them to invite you there?
For sure, yeah.
For hospitality.
For hospitality, yeah. And for pleasure as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what you want me to say.
No,
that's what you want from me.
Yeah, but you are adding that condition. You are adding that condition. That's what I want you to say.
Yeah.
Just because you're in television now, you're a superstar. You are censoring yourself on YouTube.
No, I will never censor myself here.
Well, I've already picked that up that you did. Anyways. They were following you.
Sorry, Mr. Nkeu.
Now we're going back.
Yeah, you know what people were saying? People are saying, me, I'm a little bit lenient now because saying Super Sport. I can't speak bad about Pirates and Chiefs. That's why I'm a bit harsh.
Well, I'm saying something similar, but not because I don't care. Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, whatever. I'm saying that I will always give you guys true passes to be funny because part of this is entertainment. So just because you're on television, now you're not taking the bait of being fun. Because we're entertaining people, they're using their data to listen to us. But now you have to think, isinkwa sami TV, bangangiboni ngithi ngabantu baseSwatini, ngabantu baseLesotho. We need you to be as authentic as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
For sure.
What were Lesotho doing here? Because you guys, we watched the match together and you will hear me cursing and swearing with people are just defending. And they're offering nothing. Yeah, but is there anything else other than that they can do? It is single games, Zamuguti stole 0-0 drawn during Swaziland against Cameroon. What could they have done better in Lesotho?
To be honest with you, from a quality perspective, I don't think they could have done anything. I think South Africa is way superior. But for me, I was just expecting Ilas line to be a little bit higher. More especially in them, I understand from a defensive perspective, but they must have an attacking organization, just like the Orlando Pirates in the previous game, where they were very ultra defensive, but they were using the two players as the exit points. For me, I think they could have played a lot of diagonal balls or vertical passes to find their wingers or their forward players. I think their forward players could have been more expensive and more adventurous in terms of how they approach defense. But for me, in my opinion, I don't think they could have done anything better. Looking at how also we played, because the game plan, it's a game plan that was only revolving around keeping the game, making sure that it's a draw. The best result here was a draw for them. But even the technical team, they were planning how to be more defensive. And because in the second half, they were ultra defensive. But Jobangish, I think the only critical phase I can have is them and their attacking organization. They should have a plan how to break Bafana Bafana because they're an international team. They should have a plan to attack and to get opportunities and where they're going to create opportunities. Bafana Bafana attacking a fullback. That's the first thing they could have identified. Cheating two wingers. Let play there because Pasadin is high, Umudau is high. Yes, I understand Umudau is good in recovery, but they could have cheated, used both wingers to counter what South Africa was doing. I think then they could have created opportunities.
Feels like it might be a step in a direction for Mofokeng.
Yeah.
He's been a fringe player for Bafana Bafana. He plays now, tonight, and he scores the opening goal. What future do you see for him in the immediate? Do you think there is a place for him in this team right now?
I think so, Nkuleko. because I'm looking at the people that he's competing with. I think the boy should start even Nagu AFCON. I think the boy is ready. Should be his last season, even in the Betway Premiership. I know that there's so many European teams that are looking for him. I think from the capacity of what he has as a footballer, he's got a lot of arrogance. You see the composure in his first goal, the ability to finish. I think I've spoken about his best quality, and this is something that they like, more especially with European teams, because they don't have maybe the quality to dribble, to eliminate, the brain to make intelligent passes. But playing off the ball is something that he has. Maybe the capacity in terms of from a physical perspective. I understand that modern football requires you to be very physical and be athletic, but don't underestimate the skill set, the intelligence that the boy has. The boy's future is too bright, in my opinion, and Orlando Pirates shouldn't deny him from making a move, because he's going to be a very important player for Bafana Bafana. Pesitao comes into the first half, didn't look shaky. You can tell he's not been in the national team setup. In the second half, looks a little bit better. For me, he's trying to do too much, in my opinion. I like Upesi as a number 10 because he can feed off the striker. I don't like him when he comes wide, where he has to think, where he has to play vertical balls, and has the responsibility of taking on a man. I like him where he can make one pass, combine, and then finish. I think he's got a good finish in him. He can run behind. But now, I think in the national team, the balance in midfield is the one that we still need to emphasize, because Sidlala too flat. I understand the 4-4-2 formation, but Sidlala too flat. I prefer that we're in position of the ball. Can it always be a 1-2, not a 2-1? Because that base, I understand that base comes from us attacking a fullback. But can we have one defensive midfielder who's going to be responsible for collector, baller on the lentus, and then the one must be an 8 that progresses. Just like in the second half when Jaden scored his second goal. Utebza had the responsibility because in the first half, Jaden way. Because now you look at also the responsibility of both fullbacks. Hugo is doing something, a tactical thing that I just saw, and I only saw it for a minor thing where he's trying to, and I think it comes from an analyst, they are trying to have two players, Guma pockets. It's either it's the wingers that come inside or it's the fullbacks that come inside. So if the wingers go wide, the fullbacks underlap. And then if the wingers come inside, then the fullbacks are Kupo, which is a minor tactical thing. Usbis, it's important to mention that he's played very, very well, in my opinion. I think Hugo now, you understand about Grant, I think Grant is important to mention that Gumamero de Sundowns, this on and off thing cause is something that he's going to have to fight for himself, because it's affecting his national team place. Because Usbis, in my opinion, keeps the place. Ungezane looks a little bit better, more especially since you left to Europe, less mistakes.
It's a pity because we were not asked questions. Otherwise, I agree with you in spirit that if you have these two centre backs, you continue with them until there's any problems, or maybe they don't fit the profile of the opposition you're playing against. Usbisi has played his heart out throughout the season for Pirates. He deserves his opportunity, but it is also fair to say that we were not asked too many questions tonight.
Nkulego, it's very important also to mention that Utebza, even though he might not have played well, I think I was actually processing this from a profiling perspective. I profiled him, I looked at him cleanly, and he's one of the players that we have in the Betway Premiership in the country that is almost complete. I think he's almost a complete player, and it's very rare in this country for us to have a player like that. I think credit to SuperSport for what they've done, credit to Mamelodi Sundowns, because you look at him from a passing range, from the arrogance to play in midfield, he's probably better than a lot of midfielders that are playing Gumlama African competitions. And for me, having him next to Jaden can raise his game in terms of the energy. I like the intelligence, I like the capacity that he has from a technical play. He's very clean, he's very neat, keeps the ball, controls the tempo. Upesi had a different role. But for me, you're looking at Nama subs, very identical subs. We introduced Utapelo Mrena for Mukwana, or actually Mukwana, just to give him a special mention on the second goal, good dribble there. I was questioning because I'm trying to profile Mukwana Nkuleo, because national team players always need to go under scrutiny.
It
seems like not enjoy the conversation now.
It's Friday night, the national team has won. We need to make babies with our women. So, well, no justice now. You're going to no justice.
Are you ready to make one?
Just. Sokwenza abantwana namhlanje yahleka le ndoda sokwenza abantwana namhlanje masiyisonke ndoda. Just wrap up 30 seconds with what you were trying to say about Mukwana.
Mukwana, there's something that is improved in his game. I think they're encouraging him to be more of a dribbler, because we never saw his game when he was in the country. I think he played almost like a second striker, can run behind, but he added
wide.
I think he's added something into his game. Obviously, North Africans like to play obviously on wing and bring in crosses. So there's an element that I saw in his game that is improved.
He'll compete with I think what you need to needs to be said about his position is that he's going to have to compete with Ozonapolis. Because Mofokeng clearly is not going to go that other side. So that's going to be interesting competition, because there's competition for places. But one thing for sure about him that can be said, Mukwana, is that whenever he plays for Bafana Bafana, he either scores or assists. It's not a great game even tonight, but he does something that ends up in a goal.
Yeah, I like his work rate.
Right.
And
Nasiva, Lindo.
yeah,
Ingaba-
10 points. Congratulations to Bafana Bafana. We are top of the group.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen. This is YouTube. Of course, we are entertaining as much as we are educating and analyzing. So Bafana Bafana winning against Lesotho. There's never been a day in the history of Bafana Bafana where we woke up in the morning scared that we are about to play Lesotho. We're supposed to beat them any time of the day, and we should, and they did. Well done to them. iDiskiTV, iDiski Times was sports betting. For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za.
Shapunjan bafowethu igama lami Lindo Pep, the best analyst in the country. Please don't forget to subscribe to iDiskiTV. Tanko.
This is Bongane Benedict Villagazi, they call me so. Niazi Bafethu, I'm a coach for life. They are back in winning ways. Please, I tell you to subscribe to iDiskiTV.